last week we've spent on the Cape York Peninsula. We started off in Cooktown, came down to Lakeland, then took this road up here, through Laura, up here. The first night we stayed at Cohen, and then the next day we went further up through Archer River up here and stayed at Bramwell Roadhouse, which is at this junction here of the Old Telly and the Barmaga Road. So the next day we went on the Barmaga Road, which is quite hilly through here, and then up here over the Jardine Ferry and up this way. We stayed at Yabajiko, which is just in here. Beautiful turquoise sea in the Torres Strait. And what do you do when you get up here? You just turn around and go back again. So another 700 k's back we came. This time we stayed at Artemis Station instead of Cohen, which is just about here, which was an interesting place. It's a wildlife refuge as well as a station. And then back down through Lakeland again. We'd actually stopped out of Laura to look at the Split Rock Art Gallery. And then down we came to Mount Molloy again.
We soon left Cooktown and started heading up Black Mountain, which is a unique mountain out of Cooktown. And then once we got to the turn-off to the Peninsula Development Road, or the PDR as it's commonly known, this is the main road up through Cape York. It actually goes all the way through to Weipa. We turn off about 130 k's out of Weipa and go what they call the Telegraph Road, which then takes you up the main thread all the way up to the top, to the tip. The road itself is sealed for about the first 100 odd k's, but then it becomes a very gravelly and naily road. Here we are climbing up what they call Bamboo Range, which is part of the Great Dividing Range. It's actually about 270 metres high, and it goes all the way through to Cohen, where we stayed overnight. It's quite a pretty area. It's quite a lot different to what I thought. The road's quite windy and twisty around this mountain range. We do have a tyre monitoring system that allows us to check tyre pressure and the temperature of each wheel. This is a really important tool when particularly doing a lot of gravel and dirt roads like we were. I'd set my tyre pressures at 27 psi on front and back. Normally they're around 38 to 40 psi, so quite a difference, but it gives you a softer ride over the corrugations. There's quite a bit of roadworks happening on the PDR as they're trying to have the roads sealed completely between Lakelands and Weipa by 2024. But that won't happen, but there's like major work like this big bridge across Archer River here. It's quite a lot of work, and about every 15 to 20 k's you come across road crews resurfacing or fixing the road up.
the start of the Telegraph Road. The Peninsula Development Road turns off to Weipa. It's a really good bit of road. I don't know how long we've been on this, 10, 15 minutes or so. We're going along at 90, no corrugations. Very nice bit of road. Let's hope it lasts.
Always slow right back down because you don't know what the drop-off's going to be like from the bitumen onto the dirt. Normally it's really good and it's okay, but sometimes it can be quite a drop-off, and that's pretty easy.
Sometimes the corrugations are just so bad, there's runs off to the side of the road. They're quite a lot of fun actually. I find them good. Merrin doesn't really enjoy them, but they certainly do stop you going on the corrugated parts of the road. There's a whole lot in this section, particularly as we got closer to the Jardine Ferry. When there's a lot of traffic on this road, so you can just hear the vibrations coming through the car, and so you just keep going off to the side and joining it back up when you can. Pulling up at the Jardine River Ferry, you have to buy a return ticket worth about $130. And you've got to put this sticker on your front windscreen to indicate that you've paid, and that's good for your return trip. Normally there's some queues to get across, but we were lucky we got across in the first go. But as you'll see in the video, once we got across the other side, the queue had built up again to over a dozen cars.
Thanks, mate. See ya. That's great. They weren't here. He took,
7, 8. He took 2.
yeah, and then no one was there.
One of the things that we noticed when looking at the GoPro vision that we'd taken, that the dust didn't seem to be as bad. So we took a video here with the iPhone, and then we did the same video again with the GoPro and compared the images. And as you can see, the iPhone, you can really see the dust, which what we see.
I'm just going to take the air filter out and check it because we've been on so many dirt roads and so much dust coming up. It's just a matter of undoing the clips at the back here, releasing a electrical cable as well, and the box will lift out in a minute. The air filter, you can see all the red dust in it. You might not see it on the camera, but we'll give it a bash. I'm not going to wet it or anything.
Well, the highlight of our trip is to make to the most northerly tip of the mainland of Australia, and we're really excited about this.
Well, we're 6 k's from the tip, the most northerly part, but unfortunately we've come across this huge water creek crossing that I don't know how deep it is, and I don't think I'm willing to put the van through that. What do you think, Maren?
No, well, I watched somebody come across or two of them in four-wheel drives. There's a little hole, or not a little hole, there's a large hole about a third of the way across. I don't want to do that, thanks.
Yeah, no.
Particularly not on our own.
No, not without anybody.
If we had somebody we could
do it.
get out quick with, I would, but no, not on our own. So so near, but so far.
We watched a couple of four-wheel drives go through, and I think we've made the right decision not to do it. It's just a bit too deep for us. You'll see here there was some confusion about where they wanted us to position the van. The ferry master was pointing to the right-hand side, but the deckhand was indicating to the left. And then when we went to the right, he then pointed to the left, and then they had this conversation about where we would go.
Sorry, he told me to run you over. Okay, what I'm doing here is airing up the tyres from where we were at running at 27. I'm taking them back up to 38 psi. So I've got a little compressor here. I've got my tyre gauge there. I've taken off the tyre monitor gauges and got the compressor, and we'll just turn it on. I've already done a bit of prep work, so it'll just be down there. Yep, bang on 38 psi, so they're all good to go. So we'll just refit the locking nut and the valve sensor. And just walking up to the Split Rock Indigenous art site. It's in caves, reputed to be one of the biggest in the world. We'll see when we get up there. Just remarkable.
So where to from here? We're thinking we'll head over to Normanton and Corumba. So Mount Malloy, which is here, is still northwest of Cairns, so we'll come down this way. We'll probably cut in through Herberton and see some of this country in here. And then the Undara lava tubes are here, we haven't been there. We have been on the Savannah Way before, but we haven't been in this bit, so we'll probably do that bit. Then across through Croydon, Normanton, and up into Corumba. So watch us next week to see how we get on.